Golly gosh. Every day I imagine a future where I can be with you. In my hand is a pen that'll write a poem for me and you. The ink flows down into the dark bottle. What will it take just to find this special guy? And in this world of infinite choices, what will it take? If I don't know how to love you. Every day I imagine a future where I can be with you. Good game, here we go. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school she would go to sleep more and more frequently. This is just a repeat of the first game. However, I just saw an idol in front of the classroom and let Sayori catch up to me. I'm not freaking doing that. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. A club? I told you already I'm not interested in joining any clubs. Yet. I haven't been looking either. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Wait, is this me? Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises though. Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? Because you're freaking... I don't know. More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. Oh, the school day is as ordinary as ever and it's over before I know it. I After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clothes. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Sayori? Sayori must have came into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize I am the only one left in the classroom. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Sayori, there's no way I'm going to your club. Well, there is a way, isn't there? Because that's exactly what happens. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Is this the same as the original game? I think it might be. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title of vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Why do you care so much anyway? Because she has a crush on you. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning as to have planned all of this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake. EDP. And thus today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. I glance around the room. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What a nerd. Becca. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. The small figure makes her look like a first-year student. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. Sayori says that quietly into my ear and then turns back towards the other girls. Blah 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 blah. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. Hate. Oh my god. I can't freaking reply to comments on my main account because I'm not on it. Monica smiles sweetly. Evil girl. Evil. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, aesthetic. Hate. Basically completely out of my league, so having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... I'm not stuttering. To get out. The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there is one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrap tray and Yuri opens a closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. No. Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. Kawaii desu! Sayori grabs one first, then Monica. I follow. Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take it. This is not the... How is this Doki Doki Plus, bro? I'm playing the same game again. But I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is so sweet and full of flavour, I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Haven't I heard this somewhere before? Yeah, in the other game. I thought you technically did. Sayori said, oh, well, maybe. Get out. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? I guess... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I believe you. Bro. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. Real. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so... Wait, what happened? I wasn't looking. Oh. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Don't smile at me. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. No. How about no? Everyone enthusiastically agrees, except for me. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Or maybe that's about it. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. Well, considering how little I've read this past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? What the freak? Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. I read a horror book once. What, in his whole life? I desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Sayuri slides up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. Natsuki, you write your own poems? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? Okay. Natsuki averts her eyes. Not a very confident writer yet. Oh, this is so freaking awkward. I can't with this. Oops. I hate such a coward. Why is the soundtrack so amazing? I don't know. I keep getting distracted. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Oh, it's short in name. Oops, sorry, I need to skip that. Monica smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Exactly, stand your ground. Sayuri may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. You back? I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is a price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right, okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Sayuri wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. And I'm not reading anything that stutters anymore. Thanks, I guess. I want to see something crazy happen. I don't think I can even show it on YouTube anyways. Monica looks over to me once more. Ooh. Yeah. Can I really impress the class Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up beside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. That's right, Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. With that, the two of us depart the classroom and make our way home. The whole way my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls, Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monaco. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow close to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. You know what? Who's my favourite club member? I used to think it was Yuri, but she always isn't. No. I think I still like Yuri. Oh, okay. No, I don't want her. Oh my god. Alright. Whatever that means. No. Alright. What does that mean? Whatever that means. Intellectual. Uncontrollable. Horror? Let's go. I know her so well. We just have such a connection. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Yeah, I'm a man, definitely. Sorry, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Sayori. ... As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. What a snitch. Hey, me? What is it? Oh, I can't with these stuttering. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? Right. No. Let's not be caught saying this. She even picked out the book that she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayuri and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in her book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of the book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Cheeky girl. She thinks she is. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in the book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. That's the book you gave me, right? Just curious, how come you have two copies of the same book? Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. Is that so? What's it about anyway? Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of the Markov. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front cover. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy these kinds of stories, so don't worry. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. She's just like me for real. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. She's crazy, basically. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? What are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Didn't even get consent. Honestly. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. Am I like some crazy mafia boss attractive guy? I know Monica set the system up, but what the flip? Can't have no girl acting like this over me. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realise that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Yuri, you really apologise a lot, don't you? Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. OMG! Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips on her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in common with my vision. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it on my own, by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange, my thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses all of the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. Don't look at me in the corner of your eye. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. Yuri remains silent for a moment. Wait, I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. Okay, Yuri, jeez. Insecure girly. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. Monica always ruining the fun. Come on now. You think she is. They'll never make me like you. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Pardon me. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright, I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? Yeah, she makes it. Alright, I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. Yeah, my relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much of inspiration since I've never really done this before. Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. It's always going to be Yuri. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion, to be fair. And she's the best girl. Come on now. It's just a tragic end. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. What was that? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Cheeky. Yuri takes a breath. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Don't they all say that? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. True that. Who's texting me? Oh. Swag, cash, money. Okay, once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Biased? How? It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. Oh, I'm not talking about her. I'm not talking for her. Yuri smiles dreamily as if it's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Okay, I can read that. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think her handwriting is pretty. Literally flirting with her. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. Descriptive. Not at all. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Really? I must have totally missed the point. Jeez, that's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing really, just wrote like the best thing anyone's ever read. Not really, but still. Nah, if anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. Yeah, of course. Me too. Get. Who's next? It's gotta be Sayori. I'm never putting Monica first. Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? Yeah, I'm the kind of guy. Yeah. Not to mention the fact I'm standing here in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yeah, I'm really bad at this. Definitely. We'll see about that. Okay. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me, kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? You can't answer just a little bit with a yes or no question. Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Yeah. Especially that last line. Even though you were late to school. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. Yeah. Monica's the best. No, she's not. Don't sneak that into a little sentence there. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Psychological horror is my favourite horror genre. Doki Doki is honestly a game that mastered the style in QH creepy way. That's exactly what I write. When I first played it, back in 2020, I just discovered the game on Steam, and I started playing it, ever since. I can't stop replaying it. It's like the epitome of horror mixed with cute stuff. And I can't see that with any other game, so I almost cried when I finished playing it. Bro, why is she always on my case? What? Harsh. I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about? Oh, fight. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Okay, eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try. But that's about it. That's so depressing. I like it. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? She's insecure. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yeah, I understand. I guess more went into it than I realized. Yeah, guess not. I I decided to humour her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Here we go, Monica. Look what the cat dragged in. Yeah. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm all settled in. It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I'll have to. You're embarrassing, don't look at me like that. Monica makes me so angry. Yes, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. I don't like Monica. Ha ha ha. Kill yourself. No, wait, I can't say that. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. I've not even read her poem yet. Can she actually crack on? Not got all day. All night. Well, let's read it then. Hole in a wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the sparkle protrudes? A noisy neighbour? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel. Blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas, already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything, a hole of infinite choices. I realized now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out, and he on the other side was looking in. This is definitely metaphorical. Get out, Monica. You're never gonna get me. I'm too good for you. It's very freedom, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It was crap. And it wasn't really bad. What was the inspiration behind this one? Get out! An epiphany. Blah 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 blah. Monica's top one here, number one here, whatever you say. Let me go home. Phew, I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a lot more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone's judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to this. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch that each of their expressions change. Natsuki eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. She's such a hater. Natsuki, just grow a pair. Get out. Such a hater. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Fight, 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 fight. Yuri stands up as well. Okay. No, she did not. Suddenly both girls run towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there. Real. I'm always gonna side with Yuri. This isn't even a question. How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So of course that's going to be Yuri. Natsuki, you're right that I liked your poem. Wait, that's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different. I understand. Yuri? You're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed. But here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feelings into it, and it becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute. But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you just told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Are you kidding? Silly little girl. Natsuki clenches her fists. In the end, nobody's taken her side. She's trapped. At this point, being defiant only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up even feeling bad for her. Sarah, she doesn't need to. Without warning, Natsuki snatches her own poem up from the desk and storms out. Good riddance. On her way out, she crumbles up the poem with her hands and throws it in the trash. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I gingerly approach her and sit in the adjacent chair. Everything alright? No, Yuri, how could anyone not have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you. Oh, come on, I know I'm too kind. It's nothing. What thing didn't Tsuki say? Ah, good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. It was totally radical. Totally radical, dude. I think to myself, I did about the kinds of poems everyone likes. I nod to myself with a newfound determination. Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier. You know, between Yuri and Itsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often? The beefing. No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they make good friends with you. That's... It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? Desperate guy. Just kidding. Well, we'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than her. But it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Yeah, let's do this. You already know what I'm picking. Yuri's. That's not what I wanted. Raindrops. Intellectual. Tenacious. Uncontrollable. Imagination. Secretive. Ambient. Alone. No. Incongruent? Yeah. Hopefully someday I can get 20 out of 20. Another day passes and it's time for the club meeting already. I've gotten a little more comfortable here over the past couple of days. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me. Yo, Sayori. Looks like you're in a good mood today. I see. That's a pretty simple thing to get you in a good mood. But I guess it's always the simple things with you anyway. No thanks. I have my reasons. Why don't we take a look at your Well, I didn't mean to click that, but alright. No reason really, I just wanted to look at it. Sayori nervously retrieves her coin purse. She fumbles with the latch and gets it open. Then she turns it upside down and lets its contents spill onto the desk. Only 2 small coins fell out. I knew it. I could see right through you, Sayori. It's simple. If you had enough money in the first place, you would have bought a snack before coming into the clubroom. So either you're not hungry and want an excuse to take a walk, or you plan to conveniently forget that you spent all your money so that I would lend you some. But there's one more thing. You're always hungry. And so that only leaves one option. If you feel guilty, that means you deserve to feel guilty. Yuri suddenly giggles. Eh? I didn't notice that she was listening in. Her face is in her book, as always. That was a bit snidey. I think I've put her confidence up a little too much. She's getting a bit mean. Don't smile at me like that. Don't let her fool you. Sayori knows exactly what she's doing. After all, she told you guys that she was bringing me to the club before she even told me. Come on, give me more credit than that, Sayori. Out of nowhere, something smacks Sayori in the face and tumbles onto the desk. Sure enough, it's a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Sayori glances around. Retribution. Sayori hugs a cookie? Jeez, just eat it. Sayori rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a big bite. Fatty. Sayori suddenly clasps her hands over her mouth. Natsuki takes a bite over her own of her own cookie. Yawn. Sayori gets out of her seat and goes behind Natsuki and then wraps her arms around her. Cookie still in hand, Natsuki reaches up to nudge Sayori off of her. Sayori suddenly leans down and takes a bite out of Natsuki's cookie. Mouthful, Sayori trots away to safety. Yuri and I laugh as well. Natsuki glances around. Monika isn't in the clubroom. Yeah, I haven't either. Suddenly the door swings open. Ah, never mind that. What held you up anyway? Sure you did. Sure you did. That sounds cool. I'd also look forward to it. Monica smiles sweetly. She's not so sweet. I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that. I see. In that case, best of luck. No, not really. I chose to leave out Sayori's mischievous escapade? I'm sure Natsuki will end up complaining to her anyway. It looks like everyone has already settled down. Sayori somehow already finished her entire cookie. Yuri is back to her book and Natsuki disappeared into the closet. Hey Yuri. I suddenly noticed that Yuri is reading a different book from the one we've been reading together. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. If that's the case, why don't we go ahead and get started? Not at all. Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet. I follow and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf, the kind with the filter inside. Sure. Yuri hands me the water pitcher and also fetches an electric kettle. She walks past me and sets the kettle down on the teacher's desk. I simply watch her movements. To my surprise, the way she moves really contrasts her speaking mannerisms, especially because of her long legs. Yuri appears elegant and methodical. I might as well walk with you. Yeah. Yuri was going to make some tea, so I suddenly realized how weird it sounds to explain this to Monica. We're just filling the water pitcher. That's... My mouth gapes. Mine too. Oh my god. Yuri quickly exits the room and I follow. Once in the hallway, she suddenly puts her forehead against the wall. Yuri. No, Yuri. I think you did the right thing. I wasn't expecting it, but it's also not right for Monica to judge people like that. Just kiss already. Because nothing that you do is as bad as you make it seem in your head. Nobody's perfect. We have emotions and we can't always hide them away. But you always amplify things in your head. Your mind turns a light rain shower into a horror game. Why would I hate you? I can't hate someone for having emotions. What kind of friend would do that? Yuri lifts her head. Thanks, Yuri. I like being friends with you too. I feel kind of awkward saying something like that, but I'm doing my best to help Yuri feel better. Anyway. Yeah. Yuri and I walk to the nearest water fountain. Once we fill up the water pitcher, we return to the classroom. Yeah. Anything is fine. Yuri sets the temperature on the kettle to 200 degrees. And burns the school down. You really do this properly, don't you? Even if I'm not an expert on tea or anything. Perhaps I will. Yuri fetches the teapot and begins measuring the tea leaves. To my surprise, she even starts humming a little to herself. You must be in a good mood now. That's great, Yuri. Just don't push yourself too much. Yuri wasn't kidding. I don't even know if I can keep up with this. I watched Yuri pour a cup of tea for each of us. Why is that? Ah, sorry, I didn't realise. Yeah, all that weight. She's just so fat. Is that so? I wonder why that is. Your posture, right? Always hunched over like that while reading. Fair enough. I'll go ahead and get the book. I retrieved the book from my bag. Ah, I have some chocolate as well. It's a bag of small chocolate candies that I kept hidden from Sayori's candy reading. I take it since it'll go well with the tea. Yuri and I then sit against the wall with teacups at our sides. As if in sync, we assume the same reading position as last time, each holding one half of the book. Except this time, our bodies are even closer to each other. Yuri slides closer until our shoulders are touching. How am I supposed to focus on reading like this? Yuri was always kind of cute, but when she's being less apprehensive, it's almost more than I can handle. Yuri hands me my teacup, holding it with my hand that's not holding the book. I end up in a position that makes it even harder to focus, because now I need to worry about making sure I don't accidentally touch her chest. Meanwhile, Yuri hasn't noticed a single thing. She wears her intense reading expression, and I can only presume the world around her has faded away. I use all of my willpower to focus on reading. After a few minutes, I finally manage to relax a little. I put the teacup between my legs and fumble with the chocolate wrapper. Ah, sorry. I briefly let go of the book and finish opening the wrapper. You can have as much as you want. Are you sure? Ah, you're right. I didn't even think about that. My bad. Are you sure? Just kiss. Yuri opens the book with both hands. She holds it so that I don't have any harder of a time reading from it. But as a result, her left arm is practically resting on top of my leg. Well, in that case, Yuri is already totally focused on reading again. I take a chocolate candy and pop it into my mouth. Then I take another chocolate and hold it up to Yuri. She doesn't even look away from the book. She simply parts her lips as if the situation was completely natural. But that means I can't stop here. I apprehensively place the chocolate in her mouth. Just like that, Yuri closes her lips over it. Yuri's expression suddenly breaks. Yuri looks at me like she needs to confirm what just happened. Sorry, I guess I shouldn't have done that. I mean, not really in this kind of context, but yeah, that's all it was. I see. The situation has gotten really tense. Yuri tries to return to the book, but I can tell just by her expression that even she can't focus now. My heart is pounding. I nervously take another chocolate between my fingers, but this time Yuri's eyes eat mine. Meet mine. How did it even come to this? Yuri doesn't avert her gaze. I notice her chest rising and falling to the rhythm of her breaths. I raise my arm. Like before, Yuri pats her lips, but it's different this time. I take the chocolate and place it in her mouth. I feel her hot breath on my fingers. Excuse? We're in the moment. Let's go. Yuri jolts back. Yeah, of course. The spell is abruptly broken. They might as well just get a room at this point. Yuri picks up the teacups from the floor. I pick up the bag of chocolates. In the end, we hastily clean up without so much as a word between us. I get the feeling this is something neither of us will have the courage to bring up. Yuri. And then after this, I'd play Genshin Impact. Yuri stares at the poem with a surprised expression on her face. Do you like it? Maybe that's why. You did a good job explaining. I really wanted to try giving it more imagery. Yuri visibly swallows. Even her hand appears sway. Used to what? It's fine, take your time. Yuri breathes and collects her thoughts. I know that Yuri likes to think before she speaks, so I offer the patience to her. Are you saying that because you've never shared your writing before? Yuri nods. Really? I don't believe it. Again, Yuri nods. Poor Yuri. She's so insecure. Even your close friends? Yuri doesn't respond to that. I wonder why. Because friends don't exist in this game. Anyway, do you want to share the poem you wrote today? The Raccoon. It happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scattering of the raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an ordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences, well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. That enticing beauty of my cutting knife was a symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity, the raccoon, an urge, the moon in... oh my gosh. The moon in cements, I don't know, its place and reflects that much more light off of my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread, fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited. Or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon is taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement, a rush of blood. Classic behavioral conditioning. I slice the bread and I feed myself again. She's talking about self-harm. Not Yuri. It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about. Yeah. If I take it as face value, then I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean. Why do you keep them to yourself? They're embarrassing. Really, you're a freaking psycho. But it's okay, we love you. Well, yeah, I guess I do. Oh, that's exaggerating a little bit. It's nothing really. Yuri smiles sincerely at me. For just a moment her timidness seems to disappear. Yuri! I can't do this, no. Alright. Time to save. How do I save? Oops. I don't need to do that. I thought this is supposed to be Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, but I'm not seeing the plus. Anywho, I'm gonna play Genshin Impact now, and then go to sleep. Done enough commentating, whatever you call it.